Naughty Dog, the game studio who had brought us so many memorable and great titles over the years, seemingly on an unbeaten run of great games. And with The Last of Us Part 2 releasing in 2020,
Please stop.
it leaves itself at a crossroad. What is their next game? With Nathan Drake's story seemingly coming to an end with Uncharted 4, it leaves the question, is there still a story to be told for The Last of Us Part 3, or time to turn a new leaf and venture out into new beginnings with a brand new title? And now, we might have a potential answer, and Naughty Dog's future looks brighter than ever. With the Grounded 2 documentary releasing a couple days ago, showing the making of The Last of Us Part 2 and its development cycle, we got to see a closer look at how a game as intricate as The Last of Us 2 gets made. And as someone who's quite interested in game development and writing, I actually really enjoyed watching this documentary. But it's what happened at the end which really intrigued most people. See, Neil Druckmann himself, after all the rumors of a potential next Last of Us game, revealed that he not only has an idea revolving around Tommy for a potential small story of some sorts, whether that be a game, DLC, show, or something like that, but a concept of what The Last of Us Part 3 could be, and said,
I don't have a story, but I do have that concept that to me is as exciting as 1, as exciting as 2, is its own thing, and yet has this through line for all 3. So it does feel like there's probably one more chapter to this story.
I don't know about you, that sounds like Last of Us 3 confirmed. So it seems like there's still one more story to tell, which I couldn't be more excited about, as the Last of Us franchise is my favorite piece of media, period. Yeah, you heard me. Now, many people have said that this doesn't necessarily mean it's confirmed and that he's just open to making another game. But what was interesting to me was that in the Grounded 2 documentary, Neil highlights the importance and strategy of marketing for games and how he thinks that everything that he reveals about a game, whether that be a trailer or a piece of information, is specifically done for a reason. Therefore, I truly believe that Neil deciding to say that and put it into the documentary at the end is to clearly pave the way and hint at The Last of Us 3. And I think Neil knew exactly what he was doing. He knew that after he said that in the documentary, there would be videos like this one I'm making right now, and news would be coming out saying Last of Us 3 confirmed, and people would start building speculation. So I think that this news of potential Last of Us 3 is a lot more concrete than some people think. But hey, really, that's just my opinion. So this is great and all, but Neil said this in 2023. If the mere concept of a Part 3 only came about last year, that means the game is far away from seeing the light of day. And if Part 2 came out in 2020, what has Naughty Dog been working on for the past 4 years? We know Neil's the writer and director for Naughty Dog's new game, and with the release of The Last of Us Part 1, The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, and the cancelling of Factions 2, it leaves only one option, something we haven't seen for more than a decade, and a chance to pave the way for the next generation of characters and story. A brand new game, from the start, right at the beginning, and it's closer than you might think. The freedom to create a new universe with new characters in a new setting with a brand new story is extremely exciting. Especially when considering it coming from Naughty Dog. I mean, they could literally do anything, and that's crazy to think about. Unlimited possibilities. Now, rumors of a new Naughty Dog game have circled around forever, and to be honest, we know very little about it. There was a rumor way back in the day which said that their new game was codenamed Stray's Cross, a sci-fi game revolving around a secret conflict which had been going on forever, where a scientist and some sort of construction worker turned criminal who was convicted unjustly meet under different circumstances and have to work together to find what they're looking for. And if true, that means that this game has been planned and thought about for quite a long time now. But there's not much evidence to back it up besides the supposed leaker telling us all this, which obviously doesn't hold much weight. Then one day, the rumor of a fantasy game came along, as a piece of concept art came out resembling a fantasy theme, and the speculation of fantasy-like posters and Easter eggs in The Last of Us, but in my opinion, that's just straight reaching. That's just a hell of a stretch. I mean, yeah, one of these could possibly be true, or maybe they're the same game, or maybe those were actual games which were being planned on getting made, but ended up getting scrapped. The point is, nobody knows what their new IP is. But I truly believe that their next game will be very important for the future of gaming. They always have set the standard for great games, and I think they always will. But more importantly, I think their next game will be the start of new great characters and stories that people will love and adore and be inspired by, to do what The Last of Us essentially did for me.
Want to hear right now?
Swear to me.
Like, I'm literally about to start studying my animation degree because I want to make short films and animations, and I also want to write stories and characters and work on games and movies and do music. And I can definitely say that The Last of Us, in a big way, inspired me to do that. Alongside the other great games and movies and stories which I've experienced in my life, and everything else in life that sort of shaped my interest in some way. But the point is that this new game could potentially do this for someone else. And I'm talking specifically about Naughty Dog's next game because they're my favorite studio, but this goes for all other game studios and their next game. So, we don't know a lot about Naughty Dog's next game, but what I do think is that it's a lot closer than you might expect. You see, there was a 4-year gap between Uncharted 4 and The Last of Us 2, and Uncharted Lost Legacy was developed during that time as well. Now it's 2024, 4 years later, the same time difference, and I'm pretty sure that after the recent release of Part 2 Remastered, ND now have full hands on deck for their new game. And I think that with the recent talk about Naughty Dog lately, considering they just released the documentary hinting at Part 3 and also releasing a remaster with no return and all the lost levels and everything like that, I think they're playing their cards just right to reveal something very soon about their new game. I predict sometime this year. As for when it will come out, only time will tell, but I think we can expect the game as soon as next year if all goes well, and I truly believe that. I mean, we all seem to forget how old The Last of Us 2 actually is. I have a feeling that Naughty Dog's essentially gonna capitalize on all this hype that they're getting lately with the documentary and all this talk about them, and they're gonna release something quite soon. There's a lot to look forward to in the studio's future, and whatever it is they decide to do, I know that it will be amazing, and I'm excited to say the least. God damn, boy. Subscribe if you want to see me make more videos. Let me know. Go follow my Instagram. Go follow my Twitter. They're both in the description below. Also, if you're into music, if you're into beats, I have a music channel. But anyways, that's going to conclude today's video. Hope that everyone watching has an amazing rest of their day. And I will see you all in the next video.